Hello, class. I'm Michael, and I'll just go ahead and start. The country that I chose to pick was Cuba. The historical figure that I chose from there was Che Guevara. He's actually not from there, but he did help form the government there that still holds today. He's originally from Argentina, though. Going on to number three, how do I identify ethnically? White, Hispanic, Mexican, American, to be specific. Three attributes that I find important to my cultural ethnic group, I would say food, music, and for me specifically, though I'm not a practicing Catholic, I would say the Catholic Church, at least the family that I grew up in, that's very defining for them. So, but again, I wouldn't call myself a practicing Catholic by any means. Moving on. As for what I found outstanding about the historical figure I identified was, in particular, a movie that I watched, and again, I don't remember it off the top of my head, but it recapped his journey going through when he was a young man trying to get into medical school, going through South America with his friend on a motorcycle trip, just basically going through the whole continent, and that led him to his beliefs that he carried on later on in life towards Marxism, communism. I do not consider myself a communist or a Marxist, but I found that very interesting in the journey that he went through, for better or worse, however you feel about his beliefs. Did I previously know anything or anyone from this country? No, not in particular. I have a good friend whose father I've met is from Cuba. He fled the Castro regime in particular. But I know my knowledge of Cuba in particular is pretty limited, other than certain foods and certain cultural aspects, such as their music. I do find it very fascinating, and I've always wanted to see the country. If I had to designate an ethnic label for people who hail from your country, how would you label them? I would label them Cuban, if they are Cuban. In particular, as for their race, I know that varies. There is a large, I don't know if it's particularly large, but there is a black portion of Cubans in particular there. I don't know specifics about the intricacies in the country and how that manages in between, but I would label them Cuban, Hispanic, Latino. And are ethnic labels really that important? It depends on who you speak to. Sure, I think they are important. I don't hold anybody's ethnicity against them, of course, but I think it is important to understand ethnicity and what that entails. Thank you so much, and I look forward to the class.